Okay, so for Chil Sung Il Rho, the form is very different than a lot of the forms we've done up to this point. It's the first in the series of 7 Chil Sungs, but it's the one you learn second because it is more complex and a lot more going on than in the first one you learn, which is Chil Sung Il Rho. Very slow, very circular in the movements, a lot of slow breathing techniques, a lot of breath control. Opening movements, nice and relaxed. Switching from a side stance when you open the hands up, and as you bring the hands in, the front hand comes around like you're hugging a beach ball, and like Master Riley says in Texas, he pushed the kid's head into the sand. But in that technique, it goes from side stance to front stance as you shift hips forward to make that breathing control. Then you extend the hands and pull the hands back. Right hand back, left hand goes out, nice and slow in a controlled manner. Both hands are at the same height. And it's a nice, smooth movement. The punches are the dynamic part, so that contrast from the soft to the hard, from the slow to the fast. You want to really make sure that stands out in this form. It makes the form really come to life. The center of the form, same thing, breathing motion, nice and smooth. And then the 3 quick, hard techniques, the middle block, back stance, the pseudo, and the horse stance punch, done fairly quickly. Top of the form, good breath control again. Hands are going to meet. Your left hand goes out first, and you're going to grab your fingers with your right hand and keep everything kind of locked in together like this. And as you inhale, as it comes up, settle at the stance, and I'm going to push through my technique to the end of that technique there. And I'm sinking into my front stance as I do that. Very important that the stance and the hips coordinate with the hands. I want that nice harmony between the two, between the 3 actually. Same for the next technique, hands come across your shoulders, open up like you're opening up a book, and then you bring down, make the double block, and then the punch. On the way back in the form, the line that goes back to the beginning, very quick, very snappy, like a traditional style form. Low block, open block, just like in Pyongyang Chodan. And then you have the center punch, high block combinations after that, which are pretty interesting because it's the same hand doing both blocks and it's the same hip motion. So front stance, twist, front stance. I really like that combination of the center punch with the high block with the same hand. It flows nicely, and when you nail that technique, it looks really, really good. At the ending of the form, when you do the rock back and breathe, these are different than the top ones because the hands are not going to grab, they're going to be separated. And the breathing's different. At the top of the form, you're going to breathe from the motion, when the motion begins, all the way in and then settle. For these motions that you go down, no breath. When the hands start to come up against gravity, you're going to inhale to the hips, hands palm up, and then you're going to push through the motion and breathe all the way through past that motion. Augmented blocks, again, are strong, powerful blocks. And you want to make sure that the contrast is there from the slow breathing motion to the fast blocking motions. Very dynamic form. It's one of the first forms you get a taste of advanced level movements, more of the proper Chil Sung movements of our Tang Sura Migu Kwan. And with this form, it helps develop good breath control and good stance control. Okay, Tongsu.